Hillary.
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to go over a few things here with you. Did you have any initial questions or anything or concerns going into the transaction?
No.
No? Okay. All right.
I haven't seen it yet, so.
Okay. All right.
She's coming Saturday.
Okay, great. Well, I'm going to point out some things, point out some good things, some things that, you have some opportunities of getting, addressed. So, and then shortly after we talk here, I'm going to email you the report and send it to your agents, and you'll have everything right away, okay?
Okay.
And then when we're done, if you don't mind, I can get your credit card information when we're done, and then we'll get that squared away too when we wrap up here, okay?
Yes, for sure.
All right, very good. So when you get the report, the first page is going to be the summary, and that's going to highlight my more important recommendations, I guess, of things that get addressed sooner rather than later, okay?
Okay.
Like functional items and things that, maybe come out on the horizon for you. So the first thing I noticed, the AC unit, it wasn't blowing as cold as I'd like it to, okay? There's a temperature differential that we go by, and what that means is we take the temperature reading coming from the return and compare that to the supply vent. And the difference in the two need to be between 14 and 22 degrees. So the differential for you is only like around 10. So the system right now is on 72, the thermostat, and it's been on the whole time I'm here. It hasn't reached the desired temperature upstairs or downstairs. You have a zoning system for upstairs and then versus downstairs, so you can kind of program both of those if you want, but it just wasn't reaching that desired temperature. So it can mean a lot of things. It could be something very simple, like it just needs to be recharged, or there could be like a leak in a coil or something like that. So I just recommend having an HVAC contractor come out and further assess the situation there, okay?
Okay.
And then in the back patio, there's a hose bib that's adjacent from the garage, and I cannot turn it on. The valve would not turn on. So I just recommend getting that addressed if that's something you intend on using.
Is that the one that's actually on the garage?
That's the one on the garage wall there.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
But on the patio, but like attached to the garage.
yeah, so it's on the garage, adjacent from the garage on that garage wall. It's separate. It's a separate. It won't turn on at all. No.
So how do they have it turned off and stopping the water?
It's off. It's not turning on.
Okay, so they shut the water supply off, do you think?
I'm not sure. I could not turn the valve on, so
Okay, so
Yeah.
the spigot itself is frozen?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So I recommend getting that addressed. And then in the kitchen sink is not properly attached to the bottom of the countertop. It's like really loose. There's a lot of play in it here. So I recommend getting that secured so you don't have any further issues there. You can see what I mean here.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So, and then the garbage disposal was not operational. It has power, but I tried to reset it. That didn't work, but it just buzzes. It doesn't operate. Yeah. And then when I tested the dishwasher, I ran a cycle on that. It was backing up into the sink pretty bad. I don't know if that had anything to do with the garbage disposal being backed up, but anyway, those two things I have noted in the report, and I put some extra photos in the report as well, since you guys weren't here, so you can kind of visualize and help support the comments. So you can kind of see what I was talking about.
Okay.
I don't have like 250 photos in the report just to eliminate any redundancies, but I kind of put photos in the report that helps support the comments, so that way it doesn't get too wordy. So.
Okay.
And then those were the main comments in the report summary. And then in the main inspection report, you're going to see some things that I noticed that were more minor and things that are pretty common and consistent with the age of the house, okay? So you'll see things like settlement cracks, like stucco cracks on the exterior. In my opinion, everything I found there was minor in nature. but they're just cosmetic, but things to kind of get addressed over time. I know that is the HOA responsible for exterior items here?
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of the stuff that I noted would probably be HOA related.
Okay.
I did notice that through the family room and parts of the, I guess you can call it, like, it's like a great area, but there's like a dining area. The tiles and the grout lines are starting to crack, and that's usually indicator that you have some settlement on the slab underneath, which is very common here. And like I said, it's really nothing you can do. It's just, you know, having tile on the concrete slab, it just becomes a nuance because you'll have to replace tiles here and there because the tiles will eventually start to, you know, stress and crack. I did notice.
So just like every so often, you're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, I mean, if it was me, I would probably have done like a floating wood system, so it kind of offsets that settlement. But
Okay.
there was one tile, you'll probably notice going in and out of the house, there's one tile about three tiles in that's loose, and it kind of pops when you step on it. So you'll probably notice that, but that might be one you want to, you know, just get secure, just so it doesn't get any worse. But anyway, I made mention of that in the report. It's not anything to be an alarming thing or like a red flag per se. It's just something that, you know, it was definitely noteworthy. So, okay. And then let's see here. I just put some reference photos in for you, like where your shutoff is for the electrical. You have a main breaker shutoff in the closet underneath the stairwell inside the distribution panel. That's the secondary one, and you have a main one on the left side of the building. And I put photos in there referencing those. And then I also put a photo referencing where your the shutoff valve is for the plumbing, and that's in the front flower bed. So if you ever have a leak somewhere and you don't know what to do about it, just run outside and just shut that valve off and call a plumber. And then I also recommend, like if you guys go on a long vacation for a couple weeks, just shut that off before you leave. That way you don't come home to any surprises. Okay. Let's see here. Those were the main points I had for you. You got the premium package, and you also got the termite inspection. There was no evidence of any termites or wood-destroying organisms on the property. Okay, so that came back clean. I did notice, which I like to see, there was a sticker on the electrical panel from Massey Services, which is a local pest control company. They used a chemical called Boracare whenever they did the pre-treat when they built the units here, and that chemical is like outstanding. That stuff is like really good for preventing any, you know, termite infestations and wood decay fungi and things like that. So I did notice that, and that's also in the report. So with the premium package, it included the use of the thermal imaging camera. And that's a more effective tool to use to find any hidden moisture or leaks throughout the home. So I used that camera and scanned all the interior walls and ceilings around all the plumbing components, you know, under windows, you know, problematic areas, and I did not see any signs of any moisture or leaks or anything like that. Okay. I also used that on the electrical panel to check for hot spots and things like that, hot breakers, hot wires. And I also have a reference photo in there showing that, so everything looked good there. So electrical wise, everything checked out good. The roof looked really good, no issues there. The AC unit we talked about, and the plumbing we talked about a little bit with the kitchen sink issue. So all the other plumbing components were tested throughout the house, all the shower, faucets, sinks. You know, I checked the integrity of the shower enclosures and things like that. Everything looked good there. I tested all the appliances here. And speaking of the appliances, with that premium package, it includes the appliance recall check service. So I registered all the appliances that are here, and you should get an email by the end of the day tomorrow from Recall Check, and it'll let you know if there's any outstanding recalls. And it'll alert you going forward if anything were to come up too, so, which is pretty nice. So.
Did you check every outlet?
Yes, so I checked every outlet throughout the house. that I had access to, of course, but, yeah, there was I don't foresee any electrical issues here, so.
Perfect.
All right,
So the AC, which I'll definitely check out. 'cause
Right.
I have to have cold AC.
right, yeah, it's not even summer yet, so.
So the water outside, that would be a plumber as well as?
Yeah, I'll get a plumber to check, that out, and then, check that garbage disposal hookup, and then, like I said, that summer is kind of a little punch list, if you will.
Okay,
So you'll see those first, and then you'll see in the main report, those items are gonna repopulate in bold print, and they'll have photos and everything, so,
okay.
all right. So,
Perfect.
all right, any other questions or anything?
Well, I was just gonna say, as far as the garbage disposal and the dishwasher backing up, that is a plumber as well, right? So that would,
Yeah, I mean, you might get an appliance repair person.
okay,
I don't know if that dishwasher still, I don't think that'll be a warranty item anyway. I don't know, you may have to get with,
It's probably
yeah, I mean, it's probably within, I don't know if that's got a 5-year, but sometimes they only have one.
But it worked. It just
Yeah, the dishwasher ran a cycle, it just backed up, the drain cycle backed up into the sink there, and it was all gritty in there, so it's kind of, looks like it needs to be cleaned out as well.
It's a whirlpool. Okay.
Yeah.
Are the others all whirlpool?
Yeah, but I mean, it probably, to be honest, I mean, it probably, you guys, probably good candidates for a home warranty. You're probably already starting to get into that spectrum with like time frame with some of this stuff, and home warranty will cover everything. We already got an AC unit that's not cooling properly, so when it rains it pours. It seems like the garbage disposal doesn't work, and then the ice maker doesn't work. You'll have good coverage on a home warranty. A good home warranty company. I have America Home Shield. They do a pretty good job for me, so might be something looking
Yeah,
good.
we're going to be providing her with one.
Perfect. So it looks like you're covered there.